You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV Suits After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV Suits After Show.
Hey, get the shoulders
my
going.
Song.
Oh my gosh, we totally matched today.
I was gonna say, and then look at the sign on Suits.
Yes.
Like, it's just perfect.
We are so matching
it's
here.
Perfect.
Welcome everyone to the Suits After Show here at AFTERBUZZ TV. It is season 4, episode 2. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I am your host, Tiona Hobson, and joining me, I have the beautiful Stacy Ike.
You're so sweet.
Oh.
Hey, you guys.
Only sometimes. Unfortunately, Ashita could not be with us tonight. We will miss her and all her sexual innuendos.
Gosh.
But the show must go on, as they say. The show must go on.
Yes. Yes.
So, Stacey, you asked me this before. Sorry, guys, I have my notes on my laptop right here, so I'm not ignoring you. You asked me before we started what my favorite part was. What was your favorite part of this episode?
I think when, you know how I love Lou's lit. You know, I'm always trying to get lit up. So I'm always waiting for it. So when he had his conversation with Jeff Malonein in the office and he said he eats cock for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I was like, repeat yourself, Louis. And then he repeated himself. I'm like, I was kidding, Louis. Stop it while you're ahead. It was genius. Loved it.
That was
Loved
genius.
it.
And if you hadn't have said that one, that would have been mine. So I will say my favorite part was Harvey continuously saying bang to Jessica.
That was great.
Because Jessica was like, say bang one more
And
time.
she was so close. I was like,
and then Harvey, you just see him like, well, I mean, I'm not going to say it, but it's not because I'm scared of you or anything.
she was like, whatever, white boy. I love their relationship. It is so like father, son / brother, sister. Like, it's so many things. It's great.
It's just amazing. Yeah. So let's get into the rest of the episode besides our favorite parts.
Right.
And guys, let us know what your favorite part was. Tweet us and let us know. I want to talk about Louis.
Yes.
Louis versus Jeff.
Yeah.
Right now. So Louis, you know, it opens up with him getting ready for his presentation to Jessica.
Right.
He's got the sticky notes on the chair to represent Jessica.
The lips and eyes. I was like,
is that
how she looks?
Yeah, I was like, is that how we think she looks?
okay. All right. All right, Louis.
And then Katrina comes in and is like, Jeff Malone's already here. You got to get in there now.
Right.
Louis has all his, you know, diagrams and his poster boards with his picture on it and with the new firm name.
I know.
Pierce.
That was so, like, I think it was a little too early to be doing that. I mean, that's how he got so punched in the heart. But, you know how Louis is. So.
Yeah, so when he goes in there and Jessica starts explaining to him that, you know, Jeff Malone is working for them now and he's going to be taking over the cases. And you just see Louis sort of like fighting the tears and zoning out. And Jessica, you know, in his mind, Jessica's saying, you suck.
I know.
You're horrible. You're no good.
Yeah.
And I really believe that's the way Louis is right to feel in this moment.
I definitely do.
Because Jessica just overlooked him again.
Yeah, I think what was annoying is the last episode, she didn't even bring him up. Like, she did a lot of, like, to Harvey and saying, oh, okay, well, we're expecting him to come to us, but you're the boss. You go to him and you can have conversations. So I just thought that was a little shady, and, you know, I was on Louis' side in that point.
It was because in the earlier seasons, I never felt bad for Louis because I felt like he deserved everything he got.
Right.
But in the recent seasons, Louis has warmed up my cold ice, cold heart. And I just felt so bad for him. I was crying with him in that moment.
Agree.
And I was just like, this, I mean, you know, you catch him on the couch writing in his diary, you know, letting out his feelings.
His character is so perfect because you're thinking this is a man who works at a law firm who's, you know, this age and that. No, he has a diary and a dictaphone and I just can't handle it. It's like perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they also have to go on. Louis and Jeff now are having a standoff because Louis is supposed to kind of show Jeff around. Jeff also, let's mention this, Jeff got the corner office.
Yes.
That's the biggest blow here, is that Jeff got not only made senior partner after coming in,
after
out of
one
nowhere,
day.
from nowhere.
Seriously.
Senior partner, and now gets the office with the view.
Yeah.
And Lewis is still, which by the way, I never realized that office, or that Lewis's current office at this point in the episode was right next door to Jessica's.
And I'm thinking, why don't you ever speak then?
I was like, how did you not hear her and Harvey planning all this stuff? And
you need to, your dictaphone should be right there all the time.
Yeah, if you're right next door to Jessica, you should always know what's going to go on, and you should be one up on her even.
See, I think that was just a tweak for this episode, because let's be real, every time Lewis was heading to Jessica's office, he didn't take a step. He was walking for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, where did he go? He took a lap, then went? Like, I'm confused. So
taking a pump up lap,
I'm like,
and then
what?
coming back
Which
to
I
it.
wouldn't put past him, because he'd probably do that. But
Yeah, he probably would. But Jeff and Lewis have this huge standoff over their client, Todd Smith. They're having a deposition. There is the thought that this guy was doing some insider trading, because apparently he bought some stuff and it skyrocketed and made the company a bunch of money. So they have to decide if they're going to stay by his side and support him in the case and the company, or, if he's a lost cause, basically.
cut him loose. Yep.
So Lewis and Jeff have been going at it over this. Like, Jeff gets in Lewis's face and was like, you're one of those bullies who has to piss on the new guy. Well, there's my office. Go piss in the corner.
I was done.
And in that moment, I was like,
Oh
well,
my
I mean, besides being strangely turned on by him in that moment,
Ashita, you are here in spirit if you did not catch that. Yes, go ahead.
I just didn't understand, why Jeff had to come at Lewis so hard. Like, you just took this man's job.
And it's like, I think Jeff should have done more research. He knows who Lewis is.
Yeah.
Why do you if you know the personality, then work with the guy, kind of be on his level and go that way. He went toe-to-toe immediately. That was kind of annoying.
Or at least be like, okay, I'm going to go toe-to-toe with you, but I'm going to do it in a way where I'm not in your face yelling. I'm going to be like, okay, so you're the guy who needs to, like, piss on the new guy.
Okay.
All right, go do that. You good? You good? We cool?
Are we, get back to me.
All right, now let's get back to business.
Yeah.
Instead of coming at Lewis and then Lewis then, declaring that he eats cock for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh, explain your. And I just love how literally in my head I'm like, Lewis, stop while you're ahead. And he's like, no, I'm gonna keep going.
And I was like, that is not.
And I love
okay.
how Jeff was gonna use it against him. He was like, and what's gonna stop you? He's like, then I'm gonna go tell everyone. And I'm just thinking, this is written so perfect.
Which was such a Harvey move
from
earlier seasons with Harvey and Lewis. Like, Harvey would get Lewis to say something stupid and be like, all right, Lewis, I'm just going to go make an announcement that, you eat cock for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Love it. And that could have been like a Mike Harvey moment, too, because, they kind of do crazy stuff like that all the time. But, yeah, that's
It was nice to see it full circle. And then during the deposition that Jeff has infiltrated, they're still going at it. And they have the guy across the table completely ready to poop his pants because, he thinks that it's just a ruse. They're doing like a good cop, bad cop type of thing to get him to admit to things. Turns out this idiot just has very dry hands, so he needs to lotion all the time. And he hit the wrong button.
He was like, my slippery fingers, I didn't want to tell anyone, because I'm like, this is hilarious. Wait, how long have they been planning this? That was a perfect story.
Yeah, the perfect story for this, especially since these two had been going at it over this case because they thought it was going to be some huge thing. And then to find out, oh, actually, guys, like, I just accidentally bought that stock. I didn't actually mean to do that.
That was hilarious. And I love how Lewis was like, okay, slippery fingers is not my problem anymore. Because, that was just ridiculous.
Yeah. Of course, Lewis then is like, oh, well, his story is so crazy that no one's going to believe it. Which, Jeff's like, no, we need to stand by him and, help him out through this. Lewis is like, nope, we need to cut our losses. We're loyal to the client, which is his employer, and not him. And this is when, of course, Donna has to step in because she overhears all of this. And Donna has to remind Lewis of the person that he is, that he truly is, and that letting jealousy get in the way isn't going to solve any problems. And I loved that Donna opened up to Lewis.
All episode.
Yes.
I mean, from beginning, middle, end, she opened up to Lewis. She opened up to Jessica. It was amazing. And first of all, every dress she wore this episode,
fierce.
Can we just, what is wrong with her? She is always looking so good. But yeah, she was so cool in this episode. I loved it.
Yeah, and so she tells him the story about how, she was playing Ophelia in Hamlet, and she was the understudy, and the whole time she just, was wishing for the leads, something to happen, twisted ankle or anything, and then the night before closing, the girl's dad died, and she just felt so guilty about that, she kind of wished it on her, which I think we've all done that before. We're always jealous, and we're like, oh, like, I don't want you to die or anything too serious.
I just want me to be you and you not to be you right now.
Yeah, like, I just need you to, like, trip and fall, but, like, not be too injured, but injured enough that you can't play or do this. We've all been there.
Yeah.
And Donna also goes to Jessica and tells her, well, first figures out that Jessica is sleeping with Jeff, or was sleeping.
Yeah. I love how she was like, are my powers off? Donna, you were a superhero. Seriously.
Yeah, like, no, you've had some other things in your mind, Donna.
Right, you've been busy.
And then tells Jessica, like, look, you need to give Lewis that office because you need to do what's right for the firm, and what's right for the firm is for Lewis to feel appreciated and loved, and, like, he's actually an important member of this team.
Definitely.
And the best way to show him that is by giving him that office.
Yeah.
And, of course, Jessica does do that because she realizes that she has treated Lewis. She kind of dogged him out.
It took her a
bit.
little too long. She does it once a season. It's the one thing that irritates me. I'm thinking, okay, Jessica, like, you don't look past Harvey. You need to start just helping him out.
Yeah, just help Lewis out a little bit.
Just a little. And then, let him do his thing because, he's kind of crazy too.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then, so Lewis is all happy in his new office now. So I'm very happy for him.
I am, me too. And I love how he, like, cried a little and had Donna's picture. And
yeah.
I think it's good. And Katrina's probably super proud of him, and I liked it.
Katrina did walk out of there. I know last week I was still, like, on the fence about her. She's warming up to me now. I read the YouTube comments where people were like, you need to be nice to her. So I am giving Katrina a shot. I believe that she's genuine.
Yeah.
But if she turns out not to be, I'm going to be the first to say, I told you so.
And I feel like you are. And I feel like you're going to put me in my place. Because right now I'm feeling Katrina. I'm loving the look. I'm loving, her attitude. She's like, his little sister in a sense, but not really like the fierce one. That's kind of, she's on top of him. I love it. But you're right. You can never trust her too much because she definitely might turn.
Yes. And speaking of trust, one thing you can trust is that this handy dandy book right here, Maria Menounos' new book, it's a New York Times bestseller. It's the Every Girl's Guide to Diet and Fitness. It is summertime and it is time to get bikini ready, especially us out here in LA because all the pool parties are going to be starting soon.
Yep.
This little guide right here is all that you'll need. And it's not just for girls. Guys can get tips from here too. There's a lot of recipes and pictures. If you need pictures to go with the words like me, then this is the perfect book for you because it's everything you need to know about nutrition without having to go to 5 different books for all the information.
Right. Love it.
So make sure you guys go pick up a copy of Maria's book and tweet us and let us know what you think of it. And let's see your before and afters.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely tag Maria in that. She'd love to see that.
Yeah, Maria would love that.
Yeah.
Speaking of love, too, I want to talk about Jeff and Jessica real quick.
Okay, that's fine.
They're fun, right?
They're fun.
So, like, we didn't have a lot with them this episode, but I felt like, especially at the end when, he's like, oh, my office is right next door to yours now. Like,
neighbor.
Because Jessica stood him up for lunch. Well, didn't stand him up, just sent Harvey, and then Harvey sent someone else.
Right.
So he's like, I think that just means you don't trust yourself around
Which
me.
is exactly what I think. I think that was spot on.
Yeah, but now he's right next door.
Yeah.
So what happens now? Because now she's real close.
Because it's about, in the words of Ashita, it's about to go down. It's about to go down, definitely. I can't wait for all the sneaking and especially seeing Jessica in that role where she's a lot more relaxed and less boss, and she's not in control. I think it's going to be really fun to see.
It's going to be fun to see. Yeah. I can't wait to see how that one pans out, and I know that we'll be getting some more as the season continues.
Yeah, definitely.
And then the other love that we have going on right now, love, hate, Rachel and Mike.
Yeah.
They hit a little snafu, but I think they've bounced back from it. They start the episode, in a good place.
Yeah.
They're playful at their apartment. They do set up some rules, which, was one thing we were all concerned about.
Yeah.
Like they need to have some ground rules so it doesn't affect their relationship.
Right.
Well, then they let things affect their relationship.
See, okay, who do you think was more at fault? Is that crazy for me to pinpoint one person over the other?
Are we talking about between Mike and Logan when they were having their face-off, or Mike and Rachel, like who?
I think Mike and Rachel, like, why did it get between them? What do you, I know what I'm thinking, but I feel like I'm blaming, I don't know. I just want to see what you think.
I think what got between them was that Logan and Mike's fight.
Right.
Suddenly, I even wrote while it was happening, are they talking about this case or Rachel? Because it got very graphic in the way they were detailing things.
He was like, I get whatever I want and I do whatever I want with it. I was thinking, okay then. Yeah.
So I think the office hearing all that, you know, she had to hear from Donna. And I just think it was those things that she got upset about. But then again, you're not supposed to let that come into here. So I think that they both were guilty of letting the guard down and acting on emotion.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I think I was a little more upset with Rachel only because she brought up the fight at home, which was the first place I said, we don't talk about it here. You know, I appreciate that Donna told her and whatever, but the way she brought it up, she was saying, I heard what you did, and I heard from Donna, and why didn't you close the deal because of me? I'm thinking, everything's not about you, Rachel.
Yeah.
It was a stupid deal.
It was. From Mike's perspective, it was.
Exactly.
The way that it was verbally expressed
Exactly.
was wrong on his part, but I do agree. I thought that Rachel shouldn't have brought it up at home. Because she was already salty from the moment he walked in the door.
I'm thinking, okay, you didn't give a man a breathe. He could have let it out to you, but you, how was work? I'm like, okay, Rachel, I'm done with you.
They're staring like and drinking her cup of whatever, you know. But you know, they do get it back together, and they do come back together. Mike takes her home from the office. The other thing that Rachel, did you think that Rachel needed to tell Harvey? Should Harvey have made it a bigger deal than he did?
I love how Harvey handled it because to him, he don't care. But I think that it was best she told. I love that she told. Now it's out. No one cares. I don't know if it's going to come back up. That's what I was kind of worried about because he didn't.
I think he kind of already did because of that confrontation between Logan and Mike.
Okay, you're right. Yeah.
And I think that Harvey knew that would happen. And that's why he, you know, we'll get into this war that's going on right now. But that's why he went to Mike without Logan in the first place, because he knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Because Rachel warned him about it. So now this war we have going on. Mike and Harvey trying to outwit and outsmart each other.
Yeah.
Now Mike knows all of Harvey's moves though. So at the beginning, Harvey's kind of getting roadblocked left and right. He gets subpoenaed. They get Harvey broke privilege, so they're not allowed to make the tender offer for or buy any more stock for 60 days.
Yeah, which I thought was, ooh, good job, Mike.
Yeah, so I was like, all right. Mike's on the board.
I was like, wow, 60 days. Okay, well, by then, yeah.
Yeah. But that doesn't stop them from still trying to negotiate something. And that's when Mike doesn't mean to, but you know, he kind of spills out his whole game plan.
Right.
So he comes to the first meeting and ends up meeting Logan in the bathroom, and they were actually getting along,
which I loved. I loved and hated because I love how they set that up. And you know, Mike's a nice guy, so he was paper towel and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, Mike, if you just keep your mouth closed and leave this bathroom, you know. So,
but I love that it happened in the bathroom.
Like everything,
so much stuff happens in their bathroom. Like that is a permanent set piece.
It really is.
What other show besides like a prison show would have a bathroom as a main focus of the show?
The mirror, the way it's shot. Even Rachel had another scene there where she was just staring and thinking, and everyone's got to hit the bathroom. Just Donna hits the bathroom. You know, I feel like I haven't seen a Jessica scene in the bathroom.
Well, that's because Jessica is so holy. She does not go to the bathroom.
Ooh, it's about to happen, though. It's about to happen.
Maybe that's where her and Jeff are going to start getting it on.
I like it.
Handicap
I like
stall?
it.
Yeah.
Stop.
No? Just me?
Oh, God.
All right, I'm getting hot. Where's the cheetah?
No, really, you need your partner in crime. I love that. That's hilarious. That's good.
Yeah, so this is when they go in to negotiate, and they offer Mike a crappy deal. They give him like $30 million for them to walk away right now. Mike wants to know what Logan's plans are with the company. Yeah. Logan finally tells him, he's like, I'm going to do what anyone would do. I'm going to split it off and sell it for parts. And Mike's like, and that's exactly what I'm trying to stop from happening. Yeah. Like, that's why this is a no deal. I promised, what was his name, Walter Gillis, that I would not let that happen.
Yeah.
And in that, because, you know, he leaves in a storm because he throws papers and there's yelling across the table.
He really threw those.
But in that moment, Harvey's like, I'm going to go get you this company because he just laid out his whole plan for us.
Exactly.
So I know exactly what to do. They go to the head of the pension.
That kind of runs the entire, And
yeah,
Gillis
for all
is
the
also
workers.
a really good friend.
Yeah, and Gillis is really good friend. And they get him to flip because they're like, hey, he's going to use all your pension money. You're going to end up with nothing. Come with us and we'll give you 500 million or something like that.
It was million, yep.
Yeah.
Something ridiculous.
I want to know how many employees there are because the whole time I was like, I mean, you can throw out these big numbers and, I mean, 500 million, regardless of how many employees, is still a lot of money.
Exactly.
But with how many, split between how many people and like how much.
What if only like 10 people work there?
I mean, hello.
I mean, you don't got to work a day in your life.
I'm sorry,
Wrap
Walter
it
Gillis,
up.
but I'm going to take that, go on vacation, buy an island.
Never, I mean, my plane's coming, we're all coming. That would be amazing.
That would actually be the best. But it doesn't work that well. They get him to say that, you know, they're going to vote in their favor. Mike's boss finds out about this before Mike does. So he's pissed because Mike just let $30 million slip through the cracks when all he's wanted from Mike is to bring in a big lump of change.
Exactly.
And that was a big lump of change because 30 million, I mean, 30 million is still a lot of money too.
Exactly. But with the 500 million, I was kind of confused of what I thought about that because originally I was thinking, okay, Mike, yeah, you kind of screwed up, but then there's this other 500 million on the table, which really doesn't go to, you know, Mike and his boss and them. So I guess that's why his boss was upset.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting because I'm like, there's a lot of numbers and I don't know who's going to win here.
Yeah. Mike even tries going back to Harvey.
That was kind of pathetic.
It was. Because I was like, did you really think? I was like, think of how many times you did this to other people when you were working for Harvey.
Oh, yeah. And Mike's mean. He's ruthless when he wants to be. And he's put so many people, especially that guy he hated that, you know, was the lawyer for his parents.
Yeah.
Just think of
like,
that
just think
version
of how
of
many people, you know, you offer them a deal, they say no, and you're like, all right, well then, like, I have to go screw you over. Like, I try to give you something, you're gonna get nothing.
Right. But
Harvey does this because he knows that Mike has a soft spot. He's not going to make the tough choice where Mike now has to go to Walter Gillis and say, hey, you have to put up 500 million into the pension or you're going to lose the company because they flipped your fund. And Gillis isn't happy about this because he thinks Mike's just mooching off of him like everyone else.
Yeah, he was so upset.
And Mike, because, you know, he had ideas for this whole expansion. And this company is his family.
Yeah.
And he wanted to expand so badly. But it's just not going to happen now.
Right. I think it was really interesting how Harvey set that up in a way that he thought Mike wasn't going to, you know, be able to take the bait. And I love that Mike proved him wrong. And still somehow, I wouldn't say we won, but at least they got to round 2, just like Harvey said, you know?
Yeah.
So.
But do you think, because now that I'm thinking about this, do you think Harvey did it to push Mike to be a better person, to be a better advocate against him? Like to be a better, you know, because they're clashing right now.
Yeah.
But I feel like Harvey always has a soft spot for Mike.
Right.
He's always wanting to teach him and to get him to push himself further.
Right.
So I kind of feel like in a twisted way, Harvey did this knowing that Mike was going to be faced with the either or.
And was hoping
he'd pick the one that would keep him in the game still.
He definitely was impressed. You know, as soon as Mike came to the office, he had this, all right, well, we're at round 2 now. You know, because I feel like if they would have just squashed it then, Harvey wouldn't have been satisfied either way, you know?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think this was good.
And I literally wrote this in my notes. There was a nice Mike Tyson reference here about some fighting that I didn't get because I'm not really into boxing. So,
but you guys got it.
Yeah, but I understood what he was saying.
Right.
And I was like, I want to mention this because, you know, they have so many of those one-liners that they fit into the scripts and stuff. But I didn't get it because I don't watch boxing.
Right.
But
I understood the bottom line.
Yeah.
You know, can't take the title away from. So,
yeah. Bottom line, Mike still got the title on this one. And he lives to breathe another day.
Exactly. Oh, gosh. That was kind of sad because I was thinking, you know, he was saying, you're an old man who's just naive. And I'm thinking, well, he has a dream, you know, don't crush his dream. But I get where he was coming from.
Yeah.
So
Mike snapped a couple times tonight
He
on
did.
some people because
Yeah.
he snapped on his secretary,
he
and
did.
she was not having it. See, I told you guys last week that she was kind of Donna.
I don't like it. I did not
told
like.
you
She was like,
guys.
"Then pack up and leave." I'm like, you don't get to talk to Mike like that.
He needed it. He was sitting
was
there
right.
pouting instead
Yeah.
of going to do something about
Yeah.
it. Like Harvey would have never let him just sit on his butt and do
That's
nothing.
true.
Donna would have never let him sit on his butt
Very
and do
true.
nothing.
Very
So
true.
I still don't know the girl's name, but snaps to her because she is a fierce
She's
little,
coming up there.
fierce
She's
little
coming up
mini
there.
Donna going on right now. And I appreciate her
Right.
getting Mike to get out of his
Together.
own butt
Right,
and
right.
go make things happen.
I'm feeling it. I am mad, but you know, Donna, ooh, I got a soft spot for her. She is like, if she was my friend or mentor, I'd be done.
Yeah, like, no one will ever replace Donna.
Just making
ever.
sure. Just
But,
making sure.
you know, I'm just saying she might have, you know, it's kind of like Mike and Harvey. Like,
Right.
Might have a little competition moving up, you know, a
Right.
little younger version of you
I
coming
can
up
see
the
that.
ranks.
Okay, I could. That reference was good. I like
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, overall, I thought the last night's episode was
Wonderful.
good.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what happens next week. And let's get into our predictions about that.
Okay.
And now, your AfterBuzz
I just these
TV.
lights. They just do it for me. I just love it. Okay, you go first. No, you go first.
No. Okay, so I clearly this war is not over yet.
Mm-hmm.
I still feel like Logan might try and do something with Rachel,
Yep.
you know, late night, working on the case. He's claimed to be, you know, he didn't like who he was back then and he's so much better to his wife now, and I don't buy it. And I feel like at some point Mike and I don't know who's going to win that battle. I want it to be Mike just to kind of, you know,
I know.
show that like he can do it, but then it's like you can't lose to Harvey Specter.
I know. But it's possible though. I think especially if you're gonna lose, it needs to be Mike. Because really, who else has lost? There's been a couple people. I mean, who else has won? There's been a couple other people, but no one as significant as Mike. So I think if he does it, Harvey has no choice but to be proud because I mean you trained him. So
And that's the one thing that I'm going to keep saying throughout this whole battle is that Mike already knows all of Harvey's tricks.
right.
I think that Harvey knows Mike's tricks too, but the difference is when Mike was working with Harvey, sometimes Mike would surprise even Harvey with a good idea.
Right.
Because Mike has that knowledge of, you know, like
Life.
of everything, you know,
Seriously.
retaining all that information that he just all of a sudden will think of something and it's like different and creative. Whereas Harvey's route is more like, I'm just going to go flip this guy and get him on our side.
It's nuts. I think I definitely agree with Logan and Rachel. I just feel like there has to be some more drama there. And unfortunately, I do want to see that drama. I love Mike and Rachel, but I just think it would be so funny to see how Rachel fights it off or whatever. Of course, I think Jeff Malone and Jessica are about to take that bathroom for a whirl.
Yep.
I think it's about to happen. So I think that's going to be fun. And I also hope that there's some more, I guess, fights or controversy with Jeff in the office. I haven't decided with who, though. Lewis is easy. Maybe him and Donna don't get along, or him and somebody else. I just want him to have somebody else that maybe isn't on his side. I don't know.
I actually want to see Jeff and Lewis team up.
Okay.
Because when they figured out, you know, that they
Yeah, that was good.
it kind of worked, that whole good cop, bad cop dynamic they had going on. It shows that they can work well together and that together they could go like anywhere they want.
That's
you know,
true.
the world is their oyster if they're together. Apart and fighting, bickering constantly, they're not going to succeed.
I agree with that, but my only issue is only one person's name gets on the door.
But what if
4 people?
What if they get it to 2? What if they give it to 2 more people? Like
That's
if you have
an annoying law firm. I don't want to work at Pearson, Lit, Specter.
I mean, trust me, I've seen
Malone.
law firms with like 8 names on it. And
Really?
and 3 of them are the same last name. But
That's funny. I thought it was literally like no past 3. I mean,
yeah,
maybe
it's like
that's just
it's
me.
literally I've seen ones that are like Kaufman, Ike, Hobson,
I'm
Lemieux.
done. Oh my
Like
God, that is called
Serafini,
the drama
Svitek.
needs to be at the end.
Yeah,
that
it's
is
just
ridiculous. No,
all these names all
that's
together.
ridiculous.
Well, thank you guys for joining us tonight for our show. Let us know what you think, what predictions you have. Make sure you check us out on iTunes and on YouTube. Like and subscribe to our show on iTunes and leave us a comment on YouTube. Stacy, where can they find you on social media?
You guys can definitely check me out at Twitter and Instagram at OneTakeStace, and I'm Stacy Ike on Facebook.
And I'm on Twitter and Instagram at the Tiona Hobson. And make sure you check out AfterBuzz TV at AfterBuzz TV. We will be back next week with another exciting episode of Suits.
And we'll probably be matching then too.
Yes.
So, yeah.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.